What's up, guys? Brian Fonfera here, filling out for Matt, who you can call Matub. He is traveling all over that great part of the country known as the Midwest. Cannot be here for this video this week, so you are stuck with me and my guest, Jordan Peck. How you doing, Jordan?
I'm doing fantastic, Brian. It's good to be with you.
Awesome. We are two of the originating members of Pack to the Future, so you are in for a special treat this week. Don't you worry. All right. Also, two of the better beard games, I'd say. Although mine was much bigger a week ago. My wife convinced me to shave it because we had our office Christmas party. So I said fine, but I'm growing it out after. So
she didn't want you looking all disheveled, or
I thought it looked real cool. I had a fresh haircut, so this was short, and then the beard kind of popped, and I thought it looked great. But
I'm sure it did.
I'm
sure
know.
it did.
It was a James Bond themed party, so I think she wanted me more like clean. It wasn't shaved all the way, just trimmed. So
You could have been one of the Bond villains, though.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I think Beth made a mistake. I think she made a mistake.
Huge mistake. But she also married me, so she's prone to making huge mistakes.
Very much. That's a great point. Great point.
All right. To those watching, as you know, this is the coin toss for this week. And what Jordan and I are debating is playoff positioning and what we would prefer. There's a case to be made that maybe we're better off not playing at Lambeau Field, playing, like the 2010 playoff run. We went all the way through on the road. So I think there's a case to be made. So we are going to make that case, one of us. Jordan, I'm going to flip this coin. If it is heads, you are going to say you would rather the Packers win the division and get Lambeau games. And if it is tails, you are going to say you'd rather them win the wild card and just go on the road.
All right.
And it is tails. You would rather them go on the road. Why?
Okay. Well, I mean, we can look back at the last time we had good sustained playoff success, when we won the Super Bowl back in 2010, 2011. All those games we played were on the road. We think back to those games. We think the game in Philadelphia, not horribly adverse conditions. Rodgers played very well. We won the game. We think of the Atlanta game, divisional round. He had probably one of the best games, easily his best playoff game in his career. That was in the dome, in perfect conditions. Then we think of the NFC Championship game where you had poor weather, you had cold weather, and he didn't play very well in that game. We did enough to win that NFC Championship, but it wasn't because of Rodgers just dominating the game. We had some issues in the cold weather, and even these past few games that we've had, he's been playing well. I mean, there's no question he's playing well, but I think it might actually serve him better with his bad calf, his bad thigh, just these injuries that have been nagging him for the past few weeks. He's going to have to play in some cold weather again this weekend up in Lambeau. It might serve this team better to have him in pristine conditions. So if we're looking at potential playoff matchups for this team, we're talking teams like Atlanta, possibly Detroit. Again, this is assuming Green Bay is the wild card team. Possibly even Seattle, if it shakes out that way. These are places where the weather doesn't usually horribly affect a game. Seattle maybe a little bit, but certainly not Atlanta or Detroit being domes. So, you just look ahead to see if those are potential matchups in the first round. It might be better that we play that first game on the road than in Lambeau Field, just for the sake of 12 being at ideal capacity.
All right. So I get that. And I know the Lambeau mystique that used to be there where we were unbeatable, that curtain kind of fell, in the 2002 playoffs where Mike Vick just victimized the Packers at Lambeau. But looking even at recent history, so last year's first playoff game was at the Redskins, cold weather, and we won. The next game was at Arizona, dome, warm, we lost. The year before that, we hosted the Dallas Cowboys, cold weather game, and then we go to Seattle, not as cold, we lost. This trend kind of continues. At San Francisco, a loss. Hosting San Francisco, a loss, to be fair. The Giants, and then, now we're back into 2010 and that great run. So I'll give you that, but just instead of thinking about coddling our quarterback or coddling anybody else or our mentality, it's kind of, I'd rather some of these warm weather teams have to come up and face our elements instead of everybody being comfortable. If we're going to play someone like Atlanta or Detroit or Tampa Bay, those are teams that play in domes or at least in warm weather. So make them have to put on the sleeves, make them have to be the uncomfortable ones while we're, yes, uncomfortable. Nobody likes the cold, but we're used to it. We've been playing in it already for over a month, so we'll be used to it. I say go with the cold.
Yeah, you talk about Tampa in particular. I mean, I'd love to see, Jameis Winston, guy went to Florida State, those guys come up and try to win a game in Lambeau. I'll give you that. The other teams, you talk about possibly the Giants or Detroit, teams like that we could play. Probably not as affected by the cold, but I can't disagree with you too much there. In terms of just talking again about Rodgers, you're right. I mean, you don't want to focus too much on just the quarterback, but I mean, this year it's more of an issue than it was these past couple seasons. Now I think back of the Cowboys game. Where he actually he was playing on injured leg there, and he played very well. So he's obviously capable. He's obviously capable. I think there's positives to both. Like you said, though, we've kind of lost that Lambeau Field mystique, and this would be a great chance to keep getting that back. Mm-hmm. It needs to be a place where teams are legitimately scared to come and play, and I'm not sure it's there yet. In fact, I'm almost positive it's not at that point right now. It needs to get to that point.
Yeah, and I mean, I just always prefer to win the division. I always prefer to be playing at home where we're comfortable. We don't have to travel, anything like that. And, looking back at these recent playoff losses, there's a lot bigger issues than where we're playing. The Arizona Cardinals last year, we gave that quite a run, so I got to give them credit there. But going before that, at the Seattle Seahawks, we all know what happened in that NFC Championship game. Just complete collapse. Or the 2 years in a row that we lost to the 49ers in the playoffs. One on the road, one at home. We just got completely outcoached, outplayed. They had a higher energy level, higher effort. There are so many other problems. So for me, I'd rather win this division. It's 1 year out of like 6 that the Vikings won it, and their fans just never shut up about it. So I'm sick of hearing about that. They're not going to win it this year. They are out of the division, so there's that. But I don't really want to find out what the Lions fans are capable of if they actually win a division. So, man, just give me the division anytime.
I'm trying to remember. Detroit went to the playoffs a few years ago as the wild card. I'm guessing we were division winners that year, but I don't remember which year that was. I don't want to draw a blank on that.
I want to say that was 2014.
Was it that recent? Oh, you might be right.
I think so, because I was up skiing in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, because I remember watching that Packers Cowboys playoff game there. I think that was it. It might have been 2012. I don't know. I have a lot of watching footballs in the UP memories, like more than I ever thought I would. Best one. I was actually waiting in line to get a massage, and the Steelers-Broncos playoff game where Tim Tebow threw that overtime Hail Mary touchdown.
It was fantastic.
Oh, man. That's forever etched in my mind. Skip Bayless had like 6 years worth of material based on that one play. That was great.
Still going strong, I'm sure.
Still going strong. All right, so we got a little off topic there, but you've heard both sides of the story now. Definitely arguments to be made for either side. Winning the division is always amazing, of course, but looking back at our last major playoff run, and by saying that, going to the Super Bowl, we went through the road, and it worked out really well for Aaron Rodgers then. Maybe he does better when his back is against the wall and has a lot more to prove. Who knows? Yeah,
I mean, in the recent playoff losses we had, it hasn't been because of him.
No,
certainly not solely. It's never been a game where Rodgers has 2 or 3 picks in the fourth quarter. Favre had a couple games like that, playoff games where he lost the game for the Packers. That hasn't happened with Aaron.
St. Louis Rams 2002. threw what, 5 picks, 6 picks in that
I think it was,
one playoff game.
I believe it was 6. I think once the 4th and the 5th one happened, you just start chuckling.
It was done at that point. It was.
Yeah. A couple pick sixes to Aeneas Williams, I think, if I remember right.
Aeneas Williams. Oh man. No other Packers site is going to drop the name Aeneas Williams on you.
Probably not. Probably not.
Well done, Jordan. Well done. All right. Leave us comments. Find us on Twitter. Tell us what you think, what you'd rather see the Packers do. Check out our website. We've got 2 podcasts. We've got pretty soon draft coverage going to be starting. Hopefully playoff coverage going to be starting. We've got a lot going on at Pack to the Future. So check us out, packtothefuture.com, on Twitter at PTTF_podcast. You can find me at PTTF_Brian. And Jordan, where can we find you on Twitter?
You guys can find me at JGPeck41.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys.